What up, y'all? YouTube on that slow drag again. What up, peoples? Download all the information you need about our guest editorials at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Hey, so I'm calling your show, cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door. Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes what uppers, niece? And I need to hear. Everybody hit that like button. Please get in here. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. Please, please, please. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light. Blessings. All right, so why do men that rejected you come back? I'm gonna tell you in this video. Let's get into it. Number one, they're looking for an ego boost, and you are the perfect person to give them the boost to their ego. They're looking for compliments, they're looking for affirmations, they're looking for validation, and they're hoping that by your connection or their communication with you, that their ego will be boosted. Number two, they miss the benefits of your connection. I don't know what benefit you are providing, but whatever it is, he's coming back for more. And number three, he just got out of a relationship. And, you know, I think we underestimate how hard it is for a man to get back into the dating game after being in a committed relationship for a period of time. So he may be just trying to get his feet wet, and you the first person in the pond. And lastly, maybe he's at a coming to Jesus moment where he realizes the value of the woman that you are and is saying, you know what, after some experiences that I've had, after seeing what's out there, I realize that this woman is worthy and valuable, and maybe I need to have her in my life. Listen, I don't know what we're going to listen to. I don't know. These clips are just as much of a surprise for me as they are for you. Boy, was she lying? I don't know. Andy seems to have agreed with her. Oh my God. I got to start supervising the clips again. Because the clips, I know what my niece is doing. She wants me to go off. She wants me to pop out. She wants me to jump out like Nas just did on Jim Jones. She wants me to pop out. So I'm listening and I'm like, what? Let me just explain something to you. This is an unconventional, counterintuitive thought.
Sometimes, and I would argue, let me just say this, I would argue, seeing that most people in the world, it's rare that you've met a perfect, there are no perfect people. Let's just go there. But so as to not speak in absolutes, we'll say there's a perfect man and woman somewhere in a cave somewhere, and they represent the perfect people on planet Earth. Everybody else, works in progress. Everybody else, got some internal work to do. And where there's internal work, right, there's going to be some level of conflict in relationship where there's internal work. Now, we have villainized being broken up with. Sometimes when people break up with you, it's not them rejecting you, it's their unhealed demons. See, do you see? The demon, the unhealed wound, pardon, I don't want to pathologize the wounds because you can heal from them. I know, it's metaphoric, okay? This is metaphoric, right? If demons have to be exorcised, wounds have to be healed, okay? Exorcism in some contexts might be seen as a demonic healing. Okay, do you see the play on words? Okay? But sometimes it's that unhealed wound that rejected you and not the person. So in a way, by being rejected by an unhealed wound, the invert of that is, or the inverse of that is, you were protected. Because imagine if the woman was like, well, haven't eaten in a while, come on in. Do you see? We look at the breakup or being broken up with or discarded or whatever as a bad thing because we're in search of what it is that we're in search of. But if we could get that bird's eye, that eagle eye view of it and step back from it a little bit and go, wow, them breaking up with me was protection from on high. You don't want them. That's our topic tonight. You don't want them because your wounds are not on their level of consciousness. Stop, Zoe. Stop. Yes, I have to continue. I have to press forward. You don't want them because your wounds are not on their level of consciousness. This is an intriguing exploration that's going to delve into the reasons behind our rejection of those who have achieved a greater healing than ourselves. Ooh, the cosmology of rejection. Why your wounds can't recognize their healer. Sometimes you're the answer for somebody, but they're not ready for the test or the quiz. Sometimes you're the answer, but they're not ready to excavate. So they don't know what the answer looks like because they haven't gone inside to excavate. Ooh. Boy, this gonna hurt. In the quantum ecology of consciousness, nothing is random. Not even rejection. What we call attraction and repulsion are not romantic phenomena, but cosmic correspondences. Subtle electromagnetic echoes between unhealed trauma and vibrational frequency. From the astrophysical to the anthropological, from the subatomic to the psychospiritual, we are not falling in love with people. We are gravitating towards familiar energetic templates forged by unhealed wounds. That's what we're doing. And if that's what we're doing, who the hell said love ain't enough? If the majority of us are broken to that extent, how do you even know what the hell love is? Love is not transactional. You live in a transactional society. Love is not materialistic. You live in a materialistic society. You live in a soulless society that's going to tell you the highest manifestation that gets you closest to God consciousness is not enough. Who y'all listening to? Tonight's inquiry will challenge the conventional romantic narrative and reframe intimacy as a multi-dimensional mirror, kinda like what Jiddu Krishnamurti called the mirror of relationship. Within this mirror, the healed and unhealed collide like cosmic bodies, like Andromeda rushing towards the Milky Way right now, revealing not only the psychology of attraction, but the metaphysics of avoidance. The question is no longer, why did I push them away? But what part of me refused to evolve through their presence? Sometimes the breakup is you getting let out of class early. Sometimes the breakup is you getting an email from the professor saying, you know what, my kid is sick. I can't make it in. Sometimes the breakup is a get out of jail free card. Whew. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. The topic, you don't want them because your wounds are not on their level of consciousness, is not merely a psychological provocation. It is an ontological axiom. It suggests that the very act of rejection is not a character flaw, but a vibrational dissonance. It proposes that we do not reject others per se. We reject what their frequency forces us to confront within ourselves. From the cosmological perspective, the human nervous system is a bioenergetic antenna. That's a good way to say it. It does not merely perceive others, it entrains to them. And when one's nervous system is attuned to chaos, unpredictability, or abandonment, or insecure attachment styles, or CPTSD, or childhood trauma, or ACEs, right? Then peace will feel predatory. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Thus, the healthy other becomes not a balm, a soothing balm, but a threat. Not because they are unsafe, but because their safety is unfamiliar. Anthropologically speaking, humans have evolved through the preservation of pattern recognition, right? We are biologically predisposed to repeat that which feels known, even if the known is trauma. In early human societies, attachments to familiar relational archetypes increased tribal coherence. Ooh, 1-800-920-1580. But in modern intimacy, the same evolutionary mechanism now sabotages emotional health. What once preserved the tribe now perpetuates psychic repetition compulsion. Philosophically speaking, this inquiry invokes Nietzsche. You hear me mention Nietzsche all the time, right? Nietzsche's internal recurrence. We unconsciously repeat unresolved psychic structures until the loop becomes unbearable. The healed partner disrupts the loop. We don't want a disruptor in our life. We want peace. You hear everybody talking about peace, right? I told you you don't know the difference between peace and quiet. Didn't I tell you that? Most of you want quiet. You don't want the noise of your unhealed wound. You want a wound caretaker, a wound butler, a wound nanny. That's what you want. I told you you didn't know the difference. You carry peace wherever you go. You can walk into a firestorm, peace will quiet it down. Because it's you. You're embodied as peace, man. Oh, no, they got to bring me peace. Ain't nobody got to bring no damn peace to you. The healed partner disrupts your pattern. But that disruption feels like death to your ego, who has identified itself as the pattern. I am what happened to me. Listen. That's now this is me. Do you see? Feels like death to the ego, which is addicted to coherence, even if it's toxic coherence. Right? Or as the Buddha might say, even if that coherence is built upon suffering, dukkha. Krishnamurti would argue that love in its truest sense can only emerge in the absence of fear. But fear is fear in the unhealed psyche wears the mask of chemistry. From the vantage point of quantum mechanics, relationships operate as entangled systems. When one particle, i.e. person, undergoes internal healing, it alters the resonant field of the entire relational system. Check out my book, The Holographic Relationship, to learn more about that. If one partner's frequency rises and the other remains anchored in lower vibrational loops, guilt, shame, or fear, the system destabilizes. Rejection, in this case, is not emotional, it is entropic. The lower self must eject the higher frequency to preserve energetic homeostasis. My toxic known is all I know. You're coming in here with an unknown variable, an unknown healed variable that I can't recognize. You got to get out of here, even if you're good for me. In-depth psychology, especially Jungian and post-Freudian thought, right? This dynamic is termed as shadow confrontation. Who got broke up with and feel bad about it and wish they could have did something about it? Maybe God already did something about it. When we come forward, the voice of reason go keep talking.
Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear.
Hey.
You're inside the voice of reason with Phil Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Is the promo on point? Is the promo describing exactly what I do? Hit that like button. 20 people.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made
Come on, y'all.
without you. We work hard every single day.
Hey, come on. What we own. I believe you, Attila. What we own. I'm so damn angry. And no disrespect, ain't nothing but love for the likes of, what's the good brother? Kevin Samuels. But we tuned into Kevin Samuels because a lot of us was broken and a lot of us was hurt. And a lot of us like drama and mess. We are rejected because this type of content makes you look at yourself. It makes you reevaluate yourself, not in context of what society said is right for you, but what spirit says is right for you. Hey, if you want to support the show, that's right. Chatter, chat lives matter. That's right. That's right. If you want to support the show, go to my Cash App, $Zell Moderators, please put my Cash App in there. Or you can hit that $ down at the bottom and support the YouTube channel directly. Content is too good to just be listened to and not supported. Please support. Yo, 46 people, only 29 likes. Get those likes. The likes are completely free. No reason not to hit the like button. 14 people, do it now. Like it up.
What is rejection trauma? While rejection trauma is not a formally, diagnosable dynamic in a word, what we're really talking about for many people is the experience of repeated rejection in their childhood. Now, it may have been attempts to be emotionally connected, receiving, feeling like you're being seen and validated, and that a parent is emotionally wanting and available and accepting of who you are, or they're not. So they can't give you comfort or sympathy or empathy or emotional attention or support in any way. Or it could be that actual physical rejection or both, which was like, don't hug me, don't kiss me, don't hold my hand, like a true rejection of a child's physical body in terms of a comfort and affection and emotional and physical safety. And so there's like a distancing that occurs. And what happens with this sort of rejected child syndrome experience is that deep inside we develop these core beliefs and these trauma responses that help us survive that really wasteland of...
Listen, now that's Dr. Kim Sage. Let's make it clear. Every relationship that you've ever been in, if you haven't healed, is a reenactment of that inner child. It's bound to build entropy. Second law of thermodynamics. The longer a thermodynamic system goes on, the more it begins to break down into disorder, chaos. Disorder and chaos in terms of thermodynamics simply means you no longer have access to the energy. You've heard people say the relationship lost the spark. You can't re-spark the spark. That's because most relationships are predicated on doing. Why? Because most unhealed wounds have no stomach. It's just a mouth that continuously consumes supply. Ooh. You mad because they broke up with you. Huh? Rejection in this case is not Emotional. It is entropic. The lower self must eject the higher frequency to preserve energetic homeostasis. In-depth psychology, especially Jungian and post-Freudian thought. This dynamic in psychology, this dynamic is termed shadow confrontation. The healed other carries a mirror to the inner child, to the disowned archetypes, and to the unconscious shame structure. When this mirror is held without judgment, it can catalyze transformation. But when the psyche is unready, it experiences the mirror as a threat. I'm here to show you your answer, which lives in you. They're too intense. They don't make me. They don't make me feel like I'm enough. Something just doesn't click. Spiritually, this rejection is a sacred signal. When I come forward, if you think I've just started, you'd be wrong, because the beginning is about to begin. Oh no, I got all of them. I got all of them. I got all of them. So, on this show, we need y'all to talk. We need y'all to talk. Share your thoughts about what I'm outlining here. Share your thoughts about the framework that's being laid down. I know it's a lot to take in. But please share your thoughts on how it resonates with you. If you have thoughts about maybe I experienced something like this before, or I didn't know that I could look at it from this lens, or maybe I've heard this perspective before, but I would love to hear your thoughts. So whether you call in or not, say something. Don't just sit there. Oftentimes we get people in here watching. I don't know if they're recording. I don't know if it's rival people who trying to make me I'm not a rival. I'm not a rival to anybody. But we like to interact and engage with one another. So talk. Get on your keep. You guys talk bullshit. Let's just be honest. When there's drama involved, we talking. When there's mess involved, we talking. Let me bring up our favorite cereal and watch niggas go on a whole chat rant about goddamn cereal. I got a box of Sugar Smacks at the crib. You know, Frosted Flakes, Apple, it will go on a whole, and it's happened before. But when it's time to get in, nobody want to get in. See, cereal good. Sugar Smacks, yeah. All right, let me do it. Let me make it easier then. How was the Zoe What Morning Show today? Did you guys enjoy the Zoe What Morning Show? Diabetes in a box. Did y'all enjoy the Zoe What Morning Show? The Zoe What Morning Show was absolutely bonkers today. We was acting a complete fucking fool today. I'm staying on point. It was good. I enjoyed the show, fam. Frosted Flakes in Mexico is hella good, see? It was madness, but I enjoyed it. What made it madness, Junk Scorpion?
Know you're tired of pretty gyms with pretty lies, where people seem
You
to
have to turn my
swear
iPad all the way
more
down.
than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't
It's
a
not
photo
criticize,
shoot,
it's
a battleground.
encouragement, sir. Chat live. No, don't. No. Undelete his message, please. Just undelete his message. I would like to address him. It's fine. It's not criticism, sir. It's encouragement. It's saying we're having a real live conversation. And what elevates that conversation is your participation, right? You shouldn't take it as criticism because there's people that have been in here for over 3 years now who don't perceive it as criticism. They understand, right? Oh God. Then he writes this. Don't insult your audience. The people that took time to listen to you should be respected. They're not being disrespected. Chat lives matter. They're not being disrespected. Everybody raise your hand if you feel like you're being disrespected by me. Anybody in the chat feels like they're being disrespected other than chat lives matter? No judgment from me. If you feel that way, go ahead and say so. No, I'm still on point. Trust me. I'm still ready to go. Tony Bryan says, we're good. Not I. Not at all. That's what I'm saying. If you do feel, you don't have to agree with me. If you feel like you're being disrespected by me urging you to participate, please let me know. We good in here, this fam in here, and we don't tolerate disrespect from others. The dude either never tunes in or wants a wounded. I don't know what that is. This is a place of love and learning. So everybody is kind of chat lives matter. Chat lives matter when you respect the host. Wow. So do you understand what I'm saying? This is the nature of this chat, good brother. And if you want to participate, we got nothing but love for you. But we urge people to participate, and it's not disrespectful. Okay? Shout out from Belize. What up, Robert? Diamond Blue. How did I disrespect the host? Oh, trying to check the host on his show and how he should handle his chat. That is perceived as disrespect when you are aware of how the host conducts the chat. Right? It's more of a family environment in here where everybody kind of has certain kind of responsibilities. They got wrenches. They put scripts up, books, websites. Everybody in here is kind of like supportive. So if I chide them a little bit, and it's not like I'm disrespectful, like you motherfuckers, y'all should motherfucking do. I've seen guys do that. I don't do that. I'd be like, get on the phone. Let's talk. That's what I do. Hit the like button.
You thought I needed space from you, but really I needed space for me. Family, let's break down pulling away versus pushing away. I'm Eleanor.
Wait. Hold on. Who is this, Andy? This masked lady? Oh, hell.
She's revealing herself. She's still masked, but you can see her flesh now.
You see her? Oh, Lord. Mask Lady is on again. Bring it back to the top. Let me hear what Mask Lady got to say.
You thought I needed space from you, but really I needed space for me. Family, let's break down pulling away versus pushing away. I'm Eleanor, your favorite emotionally unavailable YouTuber. Like, share, and subscribe, and welcome to Dismissible Me. So, getting right into it, pushing away versus pulling away. So, pushing away for me is something that's externally directed. So when I'm pushing someone away, for me, it's usually due to feeling smothered or emotionally overwhelmed, or I'm, getting totally turned off by the relationship as a whole. So for me, I'm pushing this person away. I am consciously doing things.
Pause. We got to pull it back just a little bit. Because I want you guys to hear something. This is what I pick up every time I hear it. I hear someone who has an insecure attachment style that has mastered the manipulative coping mechanisms, right? It's almost self-unaware. Because what relationship is about is to go into the relationship, see yourself and go, "Ooh, I do that," and then not do it. And start working towards healing it so you don't have to do it. Because if you don't heal it, right, now you're conscious about what you're doing to others. And if we're talking about morality and we're talking about good people and good character and integrity, and instead of identifying with, okay, I've been doing this my whole life because this is the insecure attachment style that I developed from my, my primary caregivers, you got to come in and say, no. Let me see how I show up and then work to change that. This person sounds perfectly comfortable with doing whatever it is she does to manipulate. What did I tell you guys before? I told you guys this a long time ago. I said, listen, man, we are conditioned to look for what somebody can do for us. We go into the relationship saying, how you going to show up for me? What are you bringing to the table? What do you present? Why should I choose you over somebody else? What makes you special? We're looking at them, right? When in fact, we should be looking at how we show up. How is this person going to trigger me? I was triggered before. How will I be triggered again? How will I respond? Will I react, which is emotionally? Will I just pop off? Or will I respond? There should be some type of self-awareness. That's what relationship is about. The mirror of relationship reveals soul curriculum so one can get themselves back into alignment. You're disjointed from childhood. There was a fracture, a rupture in childhood. So adult relationships becomes the workshop for getting back into alignment with self, then with others. As Paramahansa Yogananda taught, the soul's resistance to love is the ego's defense of illusion. The healed partner threatens to unmask the self. This woman is sitting up here with a mask on. The healed other threatens to unmask the false self, its identity, its victimhood, its pain as purpose mythology. Thus, the rejection of peace is the rejection of surrender. Ross Rosenberg might frame this through his human magnet syndrome. Our compulsion to attract narcissists, avoidance. Is this woman an avoidant? Dismissible me, not dismissible. Is that what she said? Is that the name of her?
Dismissible me.
Dismissible me. She's an avoidant. She talks about avoidant, right? So, yeah. The human magnet syndrome, our compulsion to attract narcissists, avoidants, or addicts, not because we're broken, but because our inner child still seeks to fix what was first broken in us. Do you see? In the realm of shamanic consciousness, all rejection is a soul message. The shaman knows that the healer is often the one we resist the most. Why? Because they carry the antidote, right? But healing requires death of the persona, the ego, the wound identity, right? And so when faced with peace, we flee. We'd rather have quiet over peace. We'd rather have the metric over meaning. The metric of what? The metric of accumulation. What we did, where we went, what we ate, what you bought, what they bought, what I got. The metric. We're always measuring and evaluating based on what we're getting. Ooh. Ooh. Do you see? And so when faced with real peace, we flee. When faced with love that does not mirror our suffering, we disbelieve. In the indigenous wisdom traditions, this is not seen as pathology. It is seen as initiation. If your relationship is not an initiation, it is an reenactment. If you are not actively working on healing yourself, you are intimately reenacting old wounds, old patterns. That's the purpose of relationship. I say it all the time. The spiritual purpose of relationship is the most valuable aspect of intimate relating. Not where we go, what we do. That's a distraction when you're not focused on healing. And yes, it's a process. If you're not actively working on healing, you're reenacting. Do you see? Right? Your relationship should be an initiation into self. So what are we truly witnessing when we push real love away, good people away, the partner that mattered the most to you? I got to get away from you because you stir something up. I got to go where it's peaceful. I got to go where it's quiet. Right? We are witnessing resonance avoidance. The body protecting the psyche from frequencies it is not yet emotionally literate enough to metabolize. This is not immaturity. It is circuitry. But circuitry can be rewired. You can rewrite your insecure attachment style. You can rewrite your childhood traumatic trauma experience. You can rewrite it. You don't have to write yourself in and fall into the victim role. You can say, no, this gave me a superpower, and you be take the pen of self-authorship, as I always like to say. The question posed, ranging from, is your rejection a dismissal of the person, or the invitation they represented, or they represent to evolve? Many people see you as an invitation to evolve, and they're not going to do that. When I come forward, I'm urging you to get on the phone lines. I know it's a lot. I know you got to chew on a lot. I know it's a lot. The phone lines are 1-800-920-1580. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Constitution protect everyone.
What if they're afraid of a potential letdown? Ooh. Isn't that a lack of trust? Who needs trust? Attila, who needs trust? You know what I'm about to say, and you're the come on, name it. Who needs trust? Keep naming it. Keep naming it. Who needs trust? Ego. Who else needs trust? Keep naming it. Figo, fear and ego, right? Who else needs trust? Worthiness wounds. Who else needs trust? Come on. Do you see? And we've made this normal conversation, right? We made this normal conversation where everybody is like, I got to be able to trust you. That means your wounds are permanent. Codependency needs trust. That means your wounds are permanent. Do you see that? Trust is not necessarily needed. What is trust? Consistency, predictability. Don't tell me trust is a pattern. Aren't we breaking Ooh. Tomorrow's topic.
Hey yo, be a father. If not, why bother, son? The more you make a man can raise money. You ain't that bitch to stick with it. Don't say it ain't yours. Cause all women are not yours. 90% represent a woman that is faithful. Ladies, can I hear it? When your dog is pregnant, a man is gonna run around. Kissing up with diamonds when his morning wants to come around. Talking that I'm sorry for what I did. And all of a sudden, he now wants to see his kid. She had to bear it by herself and take care of it by herself. And giving her some money for milk won't really help. Half of the fathers with sons and daughters don't even want to take them. But it's so easy for them to hold them. It's true. To love the youth and the child witnesses. After escapes, there's responsibility. So don't resist. Be the father to your child. Be the father to your child. Be the father to your child.
The avoidant person at dinner on an early date needs to go, I really want to believe in your love, but if you say you love me, I might not be able to believe it very easily. And what I will do is test it. And the person might go, oh, test, oh, fine, fire away. And the anxious person should go, yeah, this test can be quite unhealthy. It's going to mean that when you say, I love you, I'm going to start to act up because I want to see if you really do. So I'm going to be really difficult around you. It's not because I don't want you, but because I want to test whether your affection is really real. And the only way I know how to do that, because I'm carrying this stuff from childhood, is to act up, play up. The catastrophe you fear will happen has already happened. And the key thing is, it's been forgotten. You forgot the catastrophe. And that's why you keep seeing it in the future, whereas actually it belongs in the past. So what you need to do is understand this structure and repatriate the emotion and put it back where it belongs.
Man, relationship is real spirit work. Your spirit, their spirit, it's spirit work. And as I said before, any relationship where the two people within the relationship If they're not working on themselves individually, that relationship will be a reenactment of unhealed patterns. Simple, right? Again, the pattern is circuitry. The circuitry can be rewired. The questions posed ranging from, is your rejection a dismissal of the person or the invitation they represent to evolve? Relationship is a spiritual university, the spiritual university of you. It gives you an opportunity to observe yourself, not so much your partner. We spend an absorbent amount of time observing how they're going to show up because we want to stay unhealed and we want those unhealed wounds to be catered to, right? To the other question might be, could you unknowingly reject the emotionally whole partner because they mirror your incompletion? I'm not finished working on me. Don't bring your perfect self around here. You know how we do. Comparison, judgment, right? Right? Could that form the backbone of a revolutionary type of self-inquiry? These are not simply psychological provocations, okay? They are spiritual diagnostics. They pierce the illusion of preference and reveal the architecture of avoidance. Indeed, as Alfred Korzybski, general semanticist, stated, using his E prime, he says, to say they are boring is a linguistic illusion, right? I don't even want to get into Alfred right now. I see we got a caller on the line. One of our favorites. Legendary Pastor John is in the building. Pastor John, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
In the immortal words of those that have passed and our most recent brother, Donald Jamal Warner, condolences and blessings.
Rest in
But
peace.
the voice I'm drawing from is Bernie Mac right now, unfortunately.
Uh-oh, here we go. I'm listening.
When you live this life and you make your mistakes and you carry on like a victim,
Ooh. Keep going.
I'm going to say it like Bernie Mac would say it. I'm not scared of you, and I won't say the rest.
We know. Go ahead. I know it. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to remind you of this word. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. That means the weapon being formed, and it's against you, will not finish the job it's supposed to. If you go through life thinking that this is not the way, welcome to the madness you just created.
So, John, this is... I gotta ask. If two people who are unhealed, right, get into a relationship, and as I've described, I said that's basically a reenactment, right? That's basically a reenactment. So the question becomes, how does one become conscious of the patterns they are constantly repeating?
First off, you saw it, you reenacted it, and why did you have to do it twice?
But what if self-avoidance has immediate short-term payouts?
Short term?
You know how it works.
People are living for a longevity, and you want short term.
Listen, if I can get past this negative moment with a short-term payout, I'll deal with it later.
And
Ooh, stay there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. My brother John, Pastor John, is in the building. When we come forward, we going back to the big island in Hawaii to get the rest of his thoughts. Tapped in. I need your spirit this evening, child. I need your spirit this evening. The sisters of the cloth. The sisters of the cloth. Tapped in, Cali Soul, L.S. Jefferson. I'm staying on point. Atala. I need the sisters of the cloth. I need the sisters of the cloth to lend their voices to tonight's sermons. Sisters of the cloth is crazy, right? Oh, y'all the sisters of the cloth now. Sisters of the cloth, I need you to reconvene. I need you to convene down here at the altar. We are tarrying right now. Jump on the line, ladies. Chill, my cloth is a brittle flag, for real, for real. Man, Jamal passed away. Yeah, man, sad day. Stained with the blood of enemies. Lord have mercy. And that first hour got the hell up out of here. No one really wants to tarry. Come in here. I need you to give me a word on tarrying. Come on. I am staying on point. Lord have mercy. Got to come give me that word on tarrying, child. That's what it is. When you're in process, you are tarrying. Relationship is an act of tarrying. Ooh. Don't make us make that into a topic. Relationship tarrying. Y'all gotta call in.
Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
how about the heavy step? The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is this okay? Roll down.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. I hit you with a bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
So, Mel.
So William,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
First and foremost, I think it's really important to recognize that, like, similar to the dismissive avoidant, the stage that a fearful avoidant is in of a relationship, it does affect how they experience rejection. So, for example, fearful avoidants are pretty good at meeting a good part of their own needs. In a lot of ways, fearful avoidants don't meet their needs in the healthiest way possible. So, for example, they may need to, like, feel peace of mind, and they may meet the need for peace of mind through, like, escapism, you know, through, like, just watching television or, like, avoiding their feelings or going on social media or whatever, or sometimes more destructive habits, right? But they do feel that they can soothe through themselves in some form the vast majority of the time. That doesn't mean they don't have the anxious side. It just means that they can feel the anxious side and eventually over time return to their more avoidant side and self-soothe through different activities or distractions. And so here's the interesting part. So what that basically means is Rejection has the capacity to hurt slightly less than somebody who doesn't have the capacity to soothe on their own, right? Because then if somebody outside of you rejects you, it's very, very scary because you have nowhere to soothe, you have nowhere to connect to feel okay. So there's a bigger sort of like threat that comes in the early stage of a relationship if you don't have some kind of capacity to regulate on your own in whatever form that might be. So from there, what this means is in the earlier phases, in the dating phase, if somebody's just in the honeymoon phase, if you're just getting to know a new friend, if there's a family member, whatever it might be, whoever makes you feel rejected or whoever rejects you in a situation in some form, you might be okay if you're fearful avoidant. You might hurt for a little bit, but then you can go into that like sort of closed down mode. The interesting thing is later on in a relationship, rejection can be something more detrimental. As a fearful avoidant. The reason is fearful avoidants have a tremendously powerful set of needs for depth of connection, for transparency, and for basically just like emotional connection, which sort of goes hand in hand with depth of connection. The reason fearful avoidants go after these big needs a lot of the time, and there are many other ones too that fearful avoidants have, but these are just three like primary ones that do tend to attract fearful avoidants, reel them in, keep them there, so the reason for this is that because if you're a child and you grow up in this like home that's super unpredictable and you always have to be hypervigilant and read between the lines, if somebody's really attuned to you, if somebody is like really sharing with you and bonding with you, and if they're open and transparent, it makes you feel safe. Because fearful avoidants don't have an attachment strategy. Like DAs learn to just self-soothe, anxious preoccupied learn to soothe through others. Fearful avoidants can't really predict. They're like, one day I can soothe through my caregivers, other days they're unpredictable, they're angry, they're fighting, they're drinking, they're drugging, whatever it might be. So fearful avoidants just go into this hypervigilant mode. Transparency, openness, a lot of emotional bonding makes them feel like, okay, I can predict the situation better. So with that, you have these three big behavioral drivers for the fearful avoidant, and then what can take place is the fearful avoidant can get...
Man, Sister Thais Gibson be cooking. She be cooking that fo, fa, fo, fa, 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 fa. The VOR's on Complete Fire Tonight, live from KBLA. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is, 1580, man. We are progressive over here, man. You see the type of conversations I have about relationships? Most people are not talking like this. Most people ain't talking about relationships like this. Come on. We're having a very, very powerful conversation, right? And this conversation is talking about how rejection is a good thing. In the sense of, can a partner reject the other from a sense of soul envy? A sense of soul envy. That person is more healed than me, and being around them irritates me. I know they won't feed my wound's insatiable appetite. So I will break up with them. Because I know to be with them, I have to elevate spiritually, psycho-spiritually, right? Behaviorally. I have to change my mindset. I have to change deep-rooted patterns that have brought me safety in my uncertainty. Rejection is not personal, it's perceptual. Attraction is not truth, it's familiarity. Chemistry is not destiny, it's circuitry. Love is not drama, it is divine reflection. In sum, when you say, I don't want them, it may not be you talking. It may be your wound. The wound might be rejecting its exorcist. Ooh-wee. When you say they're not on my level, it may be the ego resisting evolution. And when someone's love feels too much, it may be your nervous system whispering, we've never been this safe before. And that terrifies me. To evolve past this fear, One must become emotionally fluent, spiritually receptive, and psychologically sovereign. Do you break up with your answer? Excuse me. Do you break up with your question because you refuse to utter the answer that has always lived within you? John, Mountain View, Hawaii, get back in here. Finish your thoughts, brother.
Finishing thoughts. Wow. Okay. Let's go to my divorce, which basically is what you basically just stated, because it's virtually my testimony.
Talk to us, brother. It's safe here. Go ahead, brother. Speak how you want.
The woman of 20 years who made a whole lot of decisions on her own to do as she will with me, a 20-year veteran of the military service that is supposed to give in his life for his country as well as his family. But in my service to the Lord, this country, and my family, I lost it. How? In most cases, women say a boring relationship is something that loses its spark. But what spark do you need when you're the spark of chaos that has brought in everything? And it's necessary because we have to have it for the growth to take place. In your choice of divorcing me, which happened to be, quote unquote, as she stated to me, competition. In most cases, the divorce goes very ugly. Half is received, but half is not worked for. What happens when the human being divorces you because it's a release? What happens when the human being seeks her own counseling and comes back to apologize? What happens when you actually really now understand even the reason for the divorce? But again, another quote and I'm getting out of here.
No. What, in your estimation, from your perception, was the reason for the divorce for you?
Well, the divorce for me, I'm the human being who stood. I'm the one that never got off his square. I'm the one who wasn't to blame for the cause of previous cats. I was the man who stood firm, lovingly, guiding, and being a blessing as I tried as much as I possibly could with failures. Because I'm human. But at the same time, this human being who is now on their journey, who is now working on their intimate relationships, the one who needed the father that she missed but ended up being the father to her inner child. And you said a song recently, Be a Father to Your Child. What about you fathering your inner child?
Come on. Before you can have an intimate relationship, you must have an intrapersonal relationship that is intimate. The relationship with self. Yes.
And that is the beginning of the interrelationship you have with one another. But again, my phrase, I'm closing. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not scared of you.
Hey, John.
Let me close on this. I'm not concerned about your booze because I've understood your celebrations. Now get out my face.
Come on, man. Guess what you just did, brother? Guess what you just did?
In the house, blessings to all, condolences and blessings to the Warner family.
Yes, 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 man. Come on. He just brought Hawaii, Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building and join this most incredible conversation, now's the time to do it. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. But do you see the depth of what I'm trying to bring to you here today? I'm always giving this example of how relationships are inverted, right? We are looking for fragmented pattern matches, broken pattern matches. If somebody matches our broken pattern, we merge with them and we think, okay, this is going to work. A broken pattern match is simply what Patrick Carnes talked about when he talked about trauma bonding, right? Again, it's the same work that Ross Rosenberg alludes to in his Human Magnet Syndrome book. These broken patterns are set up for reenactment in relationship. The relationship that has the greatest propensity for healing is the relationship with two people that are willing to go back inside and reestablish a new relationship with their wounds, one where they're in control, where the wound is not dictating who you date, right? So first, I establish a relationship with my wounds by looking at them, observing them lovingly, without judgment, empathetically. And I start to dismantle the psychological and ideological scaffolding I've built up around them, around the wounds, by saying, A, I am not what happened to me. I'm not responsible for what happened to me, and I am no longer identifying as victim of what happened to me. I love me still, in spite of what happened to me. This is what Ross Rosenberg talks about in the Human Magnet Syndrome when he says, he says, observe, don't absorb. Right? Many people struggle with that. Right? It happened to me, so I am what happened. No. So once you start curating a more powerful, a more loving, a more empathetic, a less judgmental relationship with self regarding what self has gone through. And again, guess what? Take your butt to therapy. Dr. Shalonda Crawford, Dr. Jashana Johnson, Dr. P. McCall Robinson. I got a lot of doctor friends that are sisters that's going to walk with you spiritually and psychologically. They'll help you get on track or back on track with the relationship with self. Otherwise, you can discard 1,000 people, but all your relationships will be reenactments. Do you see? Do you see? When you say they're not on my level, it may be the ego resisting evolution. And when someone's love feels like it's too much, it may be your nervous system whispering, we've never been this safe before. And that terrifies me. Love can terrify the wounded soul every single time, because the wounded soul is dominated by ego, identity, and fear. In my relationship dismount book, I called that FEGO, fear and ego. To evolve beyond this fear, one must become emotionally fluent, spiritually receptive, and psychologically sovereign, meaning I Me, the healed me, the me that loves on me, the me that loves me through and through, not egoically, not narcissistically, but purely, without judgment, without criticism, without condemnation. I accept me. That person is psychologically free. The past no longer dictates how I move in and out of relationships. If you're a manipulator, it's because you're in survival mode. You're in survival mode because you didn't get what you were supposed to get from your primary caregivers. So now you manipulate in relationship as a natural means to extrapolate what you didn't get in childhood. But tonight's inquiry, then, is not about finding the one. It's about becoming the one who no longer finds healing unbearable. You too much for me. Why does it feel like you're a therapist? Am I supposed to pay you after this is over? Am I supposed to come over here and lay on I don't want to talk to the therapist though no more. I want to talk to Babe. Where Babe at? That literally happened to me. Somebody literally said, okay, no more therapists though. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a therapist, ma'am. No. The spiritual deep stuff is too much. I want to, now let me talk to Babe again. That literally happened to me. And then, have you ever been aimed at somebody? I don't want you to talk to me. I want you to talk to my friend, though, so I can say, see, he dope, huh? But then when I put that same lens on you, no. I won't talk to Babe. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this fire lit. Yeah, I'm an INFJ for sure. Hey, Lloyd Hinton, man, thank you for the one and only Cash App we got in 81 minutes. Lloyd Hinton, thank you. Thank you, brother. And Lloyd, you acted a complete fool today in the super chat. Lloyd gave like 35 super chats. He just kept sending $4.99. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And to turn around and then go to the Cash App today, man. Damn. Lloyd Hinton, thank you, brother. Thank you. Everybody, please shout out Lloyd. Lloyd's a good brother. He's a solid brother. Like I said, when we did our relationship roundtable, Lloyd came out here, man. You know, he came to Inglewood, California. And he showed up and he supported. Nah, man, we got to show you love, bro. To hell with that. So I'm asking, we get no callers tonight? We got one caller tonight. Will we get any more callers? The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. It's too fire. Well, I guess if you guys think it's a good show, I'm happy with that. I did do 50 today. Lloyd Hinton. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Will Smith records. And if you haven't noticed the theme tonight, and I know we're going to play this clip as well, but if you haven't noticed the theme is hip hop music, but it's talking about family, right? Jay-Z, Family Matters, Just the Two of Us. We're playing these records because these are the foundational patterns where they're created. The foundational patterns are created by our primary caregivers. And if they're fractured in any way, we take those into our adult relationships. And anybody that is unhealed is actually in a reenactment of what happened. It's really crazy to look at it that way. That's our topic tonight. And you know what, Andy? Do me this favor. This is one of my favorites too. Can you find Exhibit Foundation? That's another record where you have a black man talking about being a father for the first time. Will Smith, an amazing record, Just the Two of Us. I think that's Bill Withers, right? Just the Two of Us. Will freaked it and made it a hit record after his son, Jaden, right, was born. But this is Exhibit. Check out Exhibit.
I talk about one of the gifts of rejection is that if you let it, or my name, if you think about it, people get right? Like, people have certain style preferences, they want to look a certain way, like it's changing constantly. And so if you subject your identity to the approval of people, you will literally be shifting behind the scenes. But there comes a point when you realize you can do everything someone can ask you to do, and they will still reject you. You can trim your hair. You can quit your job, right? You can get a certain thing, but all of that, you can still reject you. And so once you get to a place where you understand that, it'll start to anchor your identity. Because it's like, no, I'm not going to be whatever you want me to be. Because there comes a point where I can change myself so much that I lose myself trying to keep someone who doesn't care about losing me, right? So you get to a place where it's like, okay, no, this is who I am. This is who I am. That's one of the gifts, is you say, this is who I am. And if you walk away from who I am, that's okay.
but you will not walk away from who I'm not. I'm not willing to put energy
Ooh.
into being someone that I'm not. That's one of the gifts.
Oh, girls, I love that. But how do you do it, let's say, in a career circumstance? Because there's real life consequences to not having a job.
Yeah.
And so in those situations where, I'd love for you to tell the story of your speaking gigs where, you go out and you start to speak.
Yeah.
You're nervous and tense, but then the rug gets pulled.
Oh, yeah. So, some years ago, I worked for a large global company, and I wasn't hired as a spokesperson. But they found out that I could speak, and so the communications team was like, hey, will you do some conferences and events for the company? And I was like, sure, I was happy to help. And so my manager at the time supported it. She was like, hey.
He's on fire tonight.
Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is pushing back after Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem blamed sanctuary cities for a recent shooting by an undocumented immigrant.
Let everybody know that has nothing to do with the rules that are put in place.
Adams defended his record and pointed to former Governor Andrew Cuomo's bail reform laws as part of the issue. Black Atlanta rapper Cash Out born John Gibson has been sentenced to life in prison plus 70 years after being convicted in a RICO and rape case involving forced sex work. And President Trump is taking aim at former President Obama on Truth Social, sharing an AI-generated video of Obama being arrested in the Oval Office. The post followed claims by the Director of National Intelligence that Obama officials faked intel on Russian interference in 2016, claims Democrats say are politically driven. With BIA News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Word collectors.
Trading cards, comics.
But the leftover paint in the garage was fire.
So he took it to a painter drop-off site for recycling.
Helping the planet.
And looking into more collections.
Learn more at paintfair.org.
Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary.
Kai, you should play. Is that Kai? Or is it Ka? Ka is a dope ass MC from New York. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Ka is dope as hell. My question is there any profanity?
It's never too early to start talking.
See, at the beginning of the show, Andy can kind of check that.
JP Morgan Chase
But maybe he could check it now. I'm going to ask. Ka. Yeah, Ka is dope. I think that brother just recently died. He was like 50 years old, too. Dope MC, like really dope MC.
Ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams. Your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend. Building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580.
Right? You see the way I flipped it and put that Joseph up? I'm trying to promote everything, yo.
They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cow Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lexington.
Is it me or this show flew? This show flew by really quickly. It's almost over. But we got a wonderful caller on. I'm excited about it. No, it ain't nothing but love, dog. I love 5150. Ain't nothing but love. You know? As a matter of fact, I hung out with Craig the other day, last weekend. Friday, he was at the cigar lounge. We chopped it up. It was all love. You know? Nothing but love. Dina love. Altadena, Pasadena is love. You know what I mean?
Pleasure. What is pleasure? You've enjoyed, say for example, an evening sunset. Marvelous thing. A lovely color and all the rest of it. Then you wanted to repeat it the next day because you had a great delight in that. The repetition of it is brought about by thought. The thinking that you had a pleasure yesterday and you want to repeat it again tomorrow. And not being able to get that pleasure tomorrow, you feel frustrated, you feel angry, you feel afraid. So thought is responsible for both the continuance of pleasure and the sustaining of fear.
Oh, Lord. Hey, man. We have renamed good brother, we're going to call him Papa Murti. We've renamed him. He's not Krishna Murti anymore. He's Krishna Hurti. Not Krishna Murti. Krishna Hurti. Because he going to hurt you with the truth. Right? Thought, and he's talking about psychological thought, is the sustainer of pleasure and pain. And they beget each other because of this endless cycle. You can't see anything without the filter of what you've been through. So, when you're looking at something and it represents a type of freedom you've never had, you've never worked for, you didn't know exist, right? You reject it because it's not a part of your norm. Now, if your norm so happens to be toxic, anything that is healed seems predatory. Peace as a predator. Why? The unhealed nervous system experiences love as a threat. Your psychological polyvagal theory. This is your psychological insight. Stefan Porges explains how love can activate a threat response in trauma survivors whose window of tolerance has been shaped by hypervigilance. The philosophy Kierkegaard, philosophical insight. Kierkegaard's notion of dread as the fear of possibility applies here. Love becomes a terrifying unknown that destabilizes the ego's need for control. And then your spiritual and metaphysical insight. Dr. David R. Hawking's map of consciousness suggests that peace vibrates higher than the egoic mind can safely integrate without spiritual readiness. Sometimes that person pushes you away, not because they don't like you or they don't care about you or you're not the one. It's because you're the one that will undo them. You're the one that will unravel the Maya of their mask. Maya is the Sanskrit term which means illusion. You're the one that will tear down all of the coping mechanisms and scaffolding, that psychological scaffolding that they built up to constantly manipulate and protect because they're always in survival mode. You will ask the questions they know exist but refuse to utter. Sometimes the breakup is necessary for their survival. Sure, they'll find someone else who will capitulate to the demands of their wounds. Sure, their attractiveness for now will always lure in those who are also broken, who need validation by even having someone like them. Do you see? We've got one of my favorite callers on the line. You already know what it is. We're going down to Mississippi. You already know what it is. Nikki from the SIP. I am ready for this food for thought. Please enlighten me, sister. Hey, hey. Oh, this is good. You like this one, huh?
Well, it speaks to a place I think we all can relate to. Remember when you were a kid and you first got to go to the county or your state fair?
Uh-huh.
And there was all this hype about the ride.
Mm-hmm.
So when the weekend finally comes and you get to go, and it's your first time,
Mm-hmm.
and you get there, and there's a sign on the one ride you want to ride, and it says, you have to be this big.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You got to be this tall in order to get on. Yep.
Now, somebody tell me about that. I got to be this big
Uh-huh.
to ride this ride.
Mm-hmm.
So now my fair experience has been daunted because I'm not tall enough.
Mm-hmm.
When I go back home to tell Big Mama, when she asked me, because I got to stay up late,
Mm-hmm.
how was it? I was in tears because I was heartbroken because I didn't get to ride the ride.
Mm.
She said, now, baby, all you got to do between now and next year this time is grow.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Come on.
Same thing. This thing that we run from
Mm-hmm.
requires us to do exactly what she said.
Mm.
Grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ron talked about it last week when he was talking about you might encounter a man or a woman who may be a little bit too expensive for you at this time.
Hey, come on.
Not necessarily monetarily,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe including monetarily.
Mm-hmm.
Same principle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, baby, all you got to do is grow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, me being a precocious child, that begs the question, well, how do I do that?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Well, I didn't know it, but it's a recipe involved. This is why Big Mama is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to have to be sprinkled with some love to grow.
Wow. That's right.
It won't work without that.
Hmm.
You got to have some miracle grow from somewhere to grow.
Mm.
Now, when I was a kid, they hadn't made sticks yet. It was all liquid. Had to mix it with water. Couldn't put too much, plant gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't put too little, plant no grow. Had to be just right.
Right.
Same thing. When you are required to grow, that reflection in that other person that's pressing you to do that, it can't be too much. because you're going to run from it.
Mm-hmm.
When a man meets a woman that he is uncontrollably comfortable with, his first instinct is to dip.
I'm too comfortable with her. Hold on, what's happening here? Hey, wait a minute. Whoa.
I want to be with my boys. I want to be with her. Then I'm telling her all kind of stuff I ain't supposed to tell her.
Oh, I'm talking all willy-nilly, pillow talking. Lord have mercy. Let me get up out of here. I done did too much.
Now, baby,
Oh.
all you got to do is go.
Ooh.
It makes you expand, and sometimes for a not secure person, that can be very overwhelming because for me, sometimes it's like Christ. I can't get big enough to take him in. My physical limitations can't expand enough for what's happening in the spirit place. Same kind of thing. So it's not inherently that they don't want you. Actually, they do. But they're trying
she
to
said
grow.
They're not big enough. Ooh.
They're not big enough to ride this ride.
You got to go home and then wait a little while and grow over the summer and then come back.
They call that thing in Hollywood, step and repeat.
Ooh, Lord.
Okay? But just a different perspective, but it's applicable, I think.
I think so too. I love that. I love that. You at the fairgrounds one summer too soon. Oh, wait. Nikki, you breaking up just a little bit. What did you just say? Because you broke.
Just a sniffing too soon. You got to get that formula for that miracle grow right, though.
Yes, got to get that formula for Miracle Grow right. Nikki, you know I love you, Nikki. Come on, Nikki. Just tell us right now. What did you just do, child?
I brought the slip in the building. I still love everybody.
We love you too. Mississippi is in the building. Hey, man, when we come back, or when we come forward, I should say, Nikki deserves a praise break. When we come forward, the praise break celebrations shall commence. Hey, Nikki acted up. The fuck? Yeah, Nikki killed that. Nikki, man, Nikki, thank you, man. Thank you. What do you mean they never play ads during the VOR? But they play them all through the morning. What kind of ads? Because these are all ads right here.
South Bay areas for more than 40 years.
What kind of ads? What do you mean? You mean like for particular products? You might be on something. Oh, really? On which YouTube channel? This YouTube channel or another YouTube channel? I'm not sure. Oh, this channel is shadow banned anyway, so clearly they don't give a fuck about this channel. Absolutely.
You hug me, kiss me on my forehead, told me that you love me. I saw that it hurt you more than it hurt me. I thought, how bad could this hurt me? I know now. That's why I still was 10 out of love. But I wouldn't give up one more hug. Grandma.
Ladies and gentlemen, the family anthems are playing because that's where a lot of our patterns come from. Sheesh. And listen, all of our parents, I believe, for the most part, tried their best, did their best with the level of consciousness that they were at. That was one of the ways I was able to love my mother even deeper, where some of my siblings struggled. They struggled because they had expectations, and rightfully so. I expect you to be like this. I expect you to be like this, mom. Mom, you should do this. Mother's supposed to do this. Mother's. And then once I realized her story and I understood where she came from and what she endured and what she survived and how she was traumatically wounded and broken by men, and including my father, right? I then had to say, oh man, y'all gotta let mom off the hook for this. And from that moment on, I just started appreciating my mother for the tremendous work that she was able to do. She was like the Kobe Bryant of mamas, meaning Kobe Bryant wasn't the tallest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the most athletic, but as Gilbert Arenas said, he took his average body, which is the S500, and drove it like it was a Bugatti. Man, the prayer that my mother was invested in. Man, I haven't been prayed for like that since she was here. She left 16 years ago, 2009. My mother spent 12 hours a day trying to pray away the broken patterns that she helped co-create. And some people would say, oh, well, she wasted time, but I am a believer in prayer, right? I'm not saying that psychology doesn't work. I'm not saying that spirituality doesn't work, but let me just say, I am a believer in prayer, and I believe that her prayers navigated me to the seat that I am sitting in today. I had to reprimand my older siblings. I had to tell them, like, yes, I understand why you had expectations of her. But if you understood her journey and her story and how she was able to get 6 kids out of the projects and over to the West Coast, where her grandmother was, where her brothers and sisters were, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? She was able to get us out of one of the most ratchet and rundown projects in America. It's no longer in Chattanooga. It was called Alton Park. It was a mess. I remember 2006 when my niece got married to her husband, and they decided, hey, we got too much family in Chattanooga. He from Virginia. Y'all got to get married in Chattanooga. And we all went to Chattanooga. I had my son, Nuriel, and my daughter, Prima. And their mother. We all went, man. We went to Chattanooga. But that was the first time I had been back since '79. And what stood there? Have you ever been to a place that felt like it had a spirit? That place had a spirit. And I had been there, let me just say, I had been there, actually, I was there one other time before 2006, because I went to go visit my foster parents a month before they died. Right? I went to go see my foster parents, who hadn't at that time seen me since '79. I think it was '94. And my foster father drove me past the projects. The projects were still there. I felt the spirit on that place. And he drove me past, you know, the apartment that we stayed in, and it was burnt out. It was gutted. It was burnt by a fire. And I just remember getting out of the car and sitting on the porch, man. Our early upbringings, man, shape and mold how we show up in intimate relationships. And if we don't heal, these relationships are subject to be mere reenactments. But not merely just a reenactment for reenactment's sake. A reenactment so you can recognize the pattern that needs to be broken. Listen, man, y'all know what I do. I start these conversations not to be right, not to come across as somebody who knows everything. I can give a damn about that. I do this show so I can continue to heal. And maybe there's a word out there that might help somebody, that might, you know what I'm saying, trigger something in someone. We gotta ask different questions, and they must be difficult. And we have to go through the arduous process of answering them for ourselves. Listen, man, I'm Zoe Williams, the VOR. If you think Monday's topic was crazy, wait till tomorrow. I got another slapper. Deuces. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all today. This was a great show. Great show. Love all the callers. Great show. Love all the callers. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another one.